Hi, I'm Kenny Joya. Welcome to another one of my tutorials. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add effects or effects chains to menus in Reaper. Now in previous videos, I showed you how to add effects or effects chains using keyboard shortcuts and also using toolbars. But in this video, we're going to focus on menus. And we can add this functionality to any menu in Reaper. Anything up here. But to keep it simple, we're going to focus on the contextual menus, which is what happens when you right-click things. Like a track, right here, or an item, right here. So we'll keep it simple and focus on those two menus. But just know we could put this anywhere. So if we want to customize our menus, we'll go up here to the Options menu and choose Customize Menus and Toolbars. And then we're going to search for the menu we want to customize. We're going to start off with the Track Control Panel contextual menu, which we can find right here. Track Control Panel Context. And this is the menu we see when we right-click our tracks. So we can customize it in this window. So I want to put the functionality right over here. So let's insert by right-clicking another separator. Then we want to add an action in between. But the problem with this is by default, there's no actions for our plugins. We have to first assign a keyboard shortcut to them, or at least pretend to. So let's go to the View menu and choose Effects Browser. Or we could just hit Shift F, which opens up all our plugins. Let's choose the plugins we want to assign. We're going to keep it simple and use the Reaper ones. I'll start off with ReEQ, right-click it, and choose Create Shortcut. Now in a previous video, I assigned a keyboard shortcut and then we deleted it. But I found out from a user, we don't have to do that. We could just open this and hit cancel and it's still going to work. It's still going to create an action we can use. So let's do the same thing for ReaComp. Open it up and cancel it and do the same with ReaGate. Create a shortcut and then cancel it. Now those effects are going to show up in the Actions menu. So you can close this, go back here, right-click, and insert an action. We'll search ReaQ and choose it right here. And let's add the other two. ReaComp shows up here, and then ReaGate shows up right here. So all three of them will show up in the menu. And again, you can choose any plugins you want. They don't have to be Reaper ones. Now I'm going to rename these so it looks cleaner. Just right-click, rename. It just makes it look a little cleaner. So now we can close this and save it, and it's going to show up when we right-click a track, right here. ReaEQ, ReaComp, and ReaGate. So if I choose it, it adds that plugin to the track. And we could do this with multiple tracks. Just select all three, ReaEQ, and now all three tracks have that plugin on them. And we can do the same thing with the compressor, ReaComp, or ReaGate. And just like that, it instantiates that plugin on the selected tracks. And again, we could do it on multiple tracks the same way. Let's do the same thing with our items. Normally, we put effects on our items by right-clicking, going to Take, and choosing Show Effects Chain for Active Take. But we can add specific plugins through this menu. We can put them right over here. So let's customize that menu. Options, Customize Menu and Toolbars. And this time we're going to choose Media Item Context. And we'll scroll down a bit because there's a bunch of options over here. We want to put it right above our group. So let's insert another separator to make it cleaner, and then add those actions. REAQ, REAComp, and REAGate. Once again, we can rename them just to make it look cleaner. Now we can close it and save it. Now we can right-click any item, and it shows up right here. We could add REAQ to the item, and it shows up on the item. And again, we could do it with multiple items, and choose any plugin we put there. The compressor, or the gate. Now we could also stack the effects. So if I right-click this track and add a gate, the gate gets added. Then we could add REAComp, and it comes after it, and REAQ, and that comes after that. So we could build a chain. And in fact, we could add effects chains the same way. Let's set up our settings on this plugin. Let's readjust our gate with the attack and release and the compressor and our EQ. Get the settings exactly how we want. And then we could save this as an effects chain. Just right-click, effects chains, save all effects as chain. Then we could save it right here. Let's just name it effects chain, keep it simple. Then we can get rid of this, go to the effects browser, and find that chain, and create a shortcut for that. And again, we don't have to put one here, just hit cancel. Then go back and customize our menu. We'll do the track one. Let's add another separator, and then add that effects chain right here. Rename it. And if we close it and save it, it's going to show up when we right-click our track, effects chain. And it shows up exactly how we saved it, with the plugins and the settings exactly how we saved them. Now we could also use effects chains just for one plugin, if you want to recall one preset. For example, let's get rid of our gate and the compressor. Let's make this EQ a high-pass filter. And we'll set it at about 100 Hertz. Let's say we wanted to use this setting on many different tracks or items. We could save this as an effects chain, and it's going to recall that plugin with the preset on there, like this. So let's right-click the effect, go to Effects Chains, and save selected effects as chain. And we'll name this High Pass Filter, and do the same thing. Go to the effects browser, go to the effects chain, create shortcut, cancel it, go to our menus, we'll choose the media item contextual menu, and we'll put it right above these. Insert a separator, insert an action, high pass filter, right here. We'll rename it, close it, save it, and it's going to show up if we right click our items. High pass filter, and it puts it on this item with the preset how we saved it. So if you want to add this filter to any item, we can just right click at any point and choose it right here. And it puts that plugin on this item with that preset. Now, if you set up a preset you want to recall and you're not planning on changing it, you might not want to open the effects window each time. So what we can do instead is go to our preferences and scroll down to our plugins and turn off auto open effects windows after quick add. So if it's turned off and we add our plugins, it's not going to open up the effects windows. So if I right click and add the high pass filter, it adds that filter, but it doesn't open up the effects window. So it's still on here. We just don't have to see that window get opened. So we can put it on all of these items, right click, high pass filter, and it's added without opening up that plugin. So it's great if you know you want to add that preset, but you don't need to tweak it. You just want to put it there and move on. And it's going to work the same with our tracks. So if I select all 3 tracks and right click, I could add the effects chain, and it gets added to each track without opening up that effects window. But it's still there. Pretty helpful if you prefer using menus. So we can use keyboard shortcuts, we can use toolbars, but we could also use menus. So that's pretty much it. That's adding effects or effects chains to menus in Reaper. I hope you learned something, hope you can use it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.